Catch up on all the live shows right here on africatechradio.com.
Hello there. You're welcome to the 3Ts on Africa Tech Radio. My name is Lillian. You can call me your brown sugar. I don't mind. On today's podcast, we will be telling you about some tips for smart and stress-free travel. Why did I decide to talk about this? Let's see. Well, it's just because in one of my previous podcasts, I promised that I was going to give you this tip. So let's just get right into it, okay? I'm going to be telling you from your packing to your travel, some things to bear in mind, and this is just the part one. Of course, before you travel, have you ever been in a situation where you want to travel, right? But you do not know how to pack. You don't even know what to pack. You don't know what to let go of or what to keep. Come on. Don't tell me you have never been in this pickle, because I have been, and I don't know if I've mentioned it here before, but when I was younger, I didn't know how to pack. I packed nonsense. I packed things I needed and things I didn't need. I just keep on packing and packing. At the end of the day, for a week travel, I'm with like 3 bags. My family will make fun of me because, of course, why not? Lillian does not know how to pack. But over the years, I started reducing my bags, and I became more efficient after a friend of mine gave me one life-saving tip. Her name is Marianne. This is what she said. Lillian, when I want to travel, I write my list down. Okay? If I'm traveling with a headset, charger, a pair of trousers, I'm traveling with toothbrushes, I write all the things I need down. So first of all, you have to sit down and think, what am I going to need for my travel? Am I going on a short trip? Am I jack buying? Or am I just, going to stay for a while? What am I going to take with me, okay? Now, if you actually write these things down, it's going to be very easy for you to pack. Trust me, if I've told you this, just know that it's the truth. It's going to be easy for you to pack. So, after you've written those things down, you start checking whatever you put in your bag. If you take out that thing from your bag for any reason, remember to uncheck it so that you can check it again. So, for that, I use my my phone. I use my notes pad on my phone. I use a Samsung phone. So, on that Samsung phone, I write everything I need to take with me on that trip, and I put a tick beside it. Okay? Beside each item. So when I'm done with that, I go out and get something called travel bags. Now, these travel bags, I'm not talking about the luggage bag. I'm talking about the small size travel bag. It helps you compartmentalize what you're going with, right? If you're going with trousers, top, shoes, your underwear, you can use this travel bags to compartmentalize it. That means if you are in the airport and they tell you, open your bag, remove some kgs, you're not starting to scatter what you've arranged. You just remove this travel pack, this little travel bags, and it's easy for you. All right. Now, when you get that, choose the right bag. When you're picking a bag, don't just look at the bag, but look at your arms, okay? Are you a weakling? I'm sorry, but I am. I cannot carry heavy things on my hands. Maybe on my head when I was younger, but on my hands, it's a no-no. I get tired easily. So look at your arms. Is it strong enough for something big? If it is, then fine. You can carry a big bag. If you lift weights, then that is no problem for you. I mean, this is a free workout. But if not, take what you can carry. Don't even think that you're going to rely on anybody to help you carry stuff, because imagine you're going from your plane or the airport to a cab and you have nobody. You have to hold that all the way to your car park or something. Just imagine that there's nobody. How would you carry this, right? So if you have someone with you, you can pack sturdy big bags so that everything will go in at once. But while you're looking at that, just bear in mind that you are going to have to conform with the weight limit. We'll get to that in a bit. But it is advisable to carry lighter bags, okay? It is advisable to carry lighter bags, those ones that can actually expand so that later you can add some more things. So if it's lighter, it's easier to carry depending on where you're going. Sometimes a regular backpack is good, but if you're like relocating, you need something more sturdy. They sell these sack bags around the airport or in gift shops as well, so you can use that if you need to. They call it transload in parks, or if you need to move one nugget, one piece of clothes or something to the other. But see, when you're getting a bag, make sure it has those 4 rollers. I'm not talking about the 2 rollers or the 2 wheels. I'm talking about those ones that have 1, 2, 3, 4. They are great unless you're walking on bumpy streets a lot. Then you have to get one that you can lift, right? Either a backpack or one that has strong straps. But if just get the ones with 4-wheelers, because if you are in the airport and you have to move from point A to point B, that is the best thing for you. Choose the right bag. Make sure it is strong. Do not go cheap on this one, because if your bag breaks in the middle of a journey, it's going to be disastrous, and I tell you that, so you have to listen, okay? Now, speaking of weight limits, I mentioned weight limits, right? You have to know that different airlines have different rules for their bags. Okay, and that would determine the luggage that you're carrying. So when you've booked, of course you have to book ahead. So you read the rules and regulations of that airline. They'll tell you what the weight limit is. Then you have to go out again and buy a scale. There is this handheld scale where you hook the scale on your bag and lift it, and to tell you how many kgs. That way, as you're going, you're strolling into the airport, they say keep your bag here, you keep it there, and it is just below the weight limit, okay? And while you're checking the bag rules, make sure you utilize your phone and check the weather forecast. Check the weather forecast. Normally, it is something that is on your phone. It is on your beside your clock. It's a feature on your phone. If it's not there, then get an app to check the weather forecast for the days you'll be there. Make sure you know if it's going to be hot or cold or just right. Or if it's going to be stormy, all right? It will help you know what kind of clothes to bring. Because I, for one, if I want to travel, I make sure that the clothes I put on is the clothes I'm going to, walk around with that day, until I come back and decide to take a nap, because the best way to fight off jet lag is by staying awake. Yes. How did I learn that? While watching a movie. I don't just watch movies to see the handsome and beautiful characters or, cry with their storylines, but also learn some things from there. And please, park smart. I've told you, make a list of everything that you want to take. If you start planning a few days before you leave, you'll have time to remember everything and buy what you need. Don't wait till it is late and say, hey, what's up? Man, go back. Nobody wants to hear that, okay? If you have to change money, make sure you do that ahead of time as well. Change your money in your country before you leave, okay? It is easier to do that. So don't just throw random clothes when you are packing. You think about the outfits that you can wear with a few simple but nice pieces. Now, when you're packing your clothes, imagine them together, okay? Okay, when I put on this jacket, I'll put on my blue jeans and my black top, right? If you imagine them like that, you won't pack too much. You won't pack more than you need. And when you're packing, make sure you put some other sweet wares there. I'm talking about your beach wear, or if you're going to visit the pool, just put that so you won't start buying swim chucks when you go. But buy swimsuits that you can wear multiple times. And when you're packing, make sure that when you pack, if you imagine this jeans with this top, and you can actually still wear that jean with another top. So if you want to pack, you can pack like 5 tops and two trousers. Nobody cares about these things, and you can wash them, okay? Nobody will even notice. And I want to tell you that there is no rule against wearing what you traveled with more than once. Nobody cares about it, okay? As long as you don't smell, as long as you wash it, you are good to wear your clothes repeatedly. I'm not saying wear it back to back, but I'm saying you can wear the clothes you wore on day 1 or on day 6. Nobody cares. I keep saying these things. Nobody cares. Which I keep trying to impress people who really don't give a damn. You're listening to Africa Tech Radio. I'm telling you about some tips to make your travel stress-free. Of course, when you are boarding a flight, you're allowed to bring a big suitcase. You're allowed to carry a smaller bag and a handbag, right? Now, make sure that you keep all the important things in your small bag, okay? This way, if your big suitcase get lost, you have your important stuff in that bag, okay? In your small bag, you can keep things like your medicine, your phone charger, your wipes, which is very, very, very important. If anything gets spilled on you or spilled around you, if you don't like dirt, you can just clean it, so that, you will prevent germs. You get your ID documents, your passport, change of clothes, get a toothbrush, get toothpaste. Just keep things that, in case, when you're packing that, just imagine that your suitcase get missing. What would you use in the meantime? Okay, so if you keep yourself entertained with a headset, which I always take along with me, you put it there. All right, don't put all your important things in the big bag. No. Also, make a copy of your important documents. Keep them in every bag: your big bag, your small suitcase, and your carry-on. All right. Now, when my mom used to travel to the village, when she's coming back, she'll get palm oil. It is really cheap there. So sometimes when she comes back, we'll have a major palm oil explosion, right? Just happened once and it never happened again. Now, what happened? The palm oil was filled to the brim and then it was covered. But when it was malhandled, it's poured all over the entire thing that she was carrying. So the next time, she had to cover it with a clear film or a clear nylon. Cover it tight. In fact, the palm oil will not be full to the brim. Then she'll put nylon in it and cover it. Okay, so to avoid things leaking and making a mess in your bag, cover the top of your liquid or your cream bottles with cling film. That's clear nylon before you screw the lid back on. And remember that anything with liquid should not go in your carry-on. It will be flagged, so keep them in your big bag. But if you don't want to put them there, you can also put them in a Ziploc bag or wrap them in plastic wrap. Just make sure these liquids do not spill, or you can keep them in a smaller suitcase in your bag. Anything that makes it not mix with other clothes, okay? Electronics or delicate clothes, if you have those, you can keep them in a place that won't spoil. That is why I like those boxes that are plastic. Yes, it can break, but it doesn't press on easily. It has its pros and cons. And for my final tip, I'll tell you to just invest in travel insurance. It is smart to get travel insurance for your trip. Travel insurance is like a safety net in case something goes wrong on your trip. You might not want to think about it, but it is better to be ready. Okay? Remember when I said your bag can go missing? What happens then? Travel insurance to the rescue. So you won't worry about what you do, how you replace your goods, how you replace your luggage if you have insurance. With these tips, I know that your trip will be hassle-free, no stress at all. Of course, it is Africa Tech Radio, and my name is Lillian, your brown sugar. Part 2 will come up soon, so keep an eye out, or 2.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to catch up on all the live shows right here on africatechradio.com.